Dr. Prabhakar Swain, President, Indian Engineering Congress, Professor Pauli, Professor S.R. Shamuntaral, Professor Das, Professor Mohapatru, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, and dear participants. It's really a very difficult job after the lunch, I know. Because after this heavy lunch with fish and church chickens and all their sweets, whatever I say, it may be a little bounce, it might be bounced back to my side. Considering all these things, the slot is this kind of thing, and I have to deliver on futuristic power system advancement using AI technology. What I mean, I'm not a man of computer background, but how to apply artificial intelligence in our power system and how to make our this traditional power system a little bit different way, digitalized power system that I'm going to discuss, a little bit electrical inclined. Considering the participants a little bit heterogeneous in nature, might be from chemical, mechanical and other sides. Intentionally, I have not kept any mathematical part in my delivery in this kind of things. The traditional power system, in fact, the distinct previous speakers talked a lot about this energy. But whatever I personally, just 17 March 2025 is going on. I am from Calcutta side. We cannot go outside of this hall. If I am not wrong, temperature is 39 degrees, 40 degrees centigrade. That too in 17th March and spring is going on. So in spring, 40 degrees centigrade, we do not know what will happen in the mid-May or the beginning of June in the eastern part of India. And this is all about climate. This is in one hand. Another hand is without energy, it is not possible to conduct this kind of seminar or symposium. Without electricity, without computer, we cannot conduct. What I mean, we need 24 hours power in a day, or rather energy, multiplied by time. So energy we need 24 hours. This is in one hand, and other hand, the awareness factor of the consumers, rather nowadays call it as customer, has gone high. And whatever you talk about the hydrogen fuel or the sun power or the RE or distributed energy resources, still our country depends on 70 to 75% on thermal energy and mostly coal-based. By 2030, we are having a little target. But as far as our Indian mindset is concerned, we do not know how much we are able to achieve, and by 2047, net zero. It sounds like a dream, but we are trying to achieve that goal by 2047. But let me come back to the traditional power system. What I mean, the thermal based, mainly coal based, not the diesel and nuclear based. What are the difficulties? Why we think or dream a different kind of power system applying AI? The present infrastructure is already overstrained and inter-region bulk transfer is limited. That is true. Even though we can generate, but the transmission is the biggest issue. There existing transmission corridors from eastern part to the western part of India. Mostly my lectures will be in Indian, inclined India based, because we live in this country of different bodies. Cannot fully support the integration of renewable energy, where the real AI applications will come, and I'll touch upon these points if time permits. Very, very important. We are all talking about solar energy, but at the same time 70% thermal energy is there in the grid. So it's very, very difficult to integrate or penetrate that renewable energy. The control issues and operational issues are there. Theoretically perfect. We have to integrate, but it is not an easy task. Integrating renewable means, if we consider solar energy the dominating in nature, that is a zero inertia, practically no inertia in that energy. As far as the synchronous energy-based energy, I mean the alternator-based energy, thermal-based energy is 3000 rpm. So connecting 0 speed with 3000 rpm is really Herculean task for the engineers. And in fact, in eastern part of India, ERLDC facing this kind of problem in every village. That's really a challenging issue. And low reliability of power outage. That is another important issue, Fluctuating quality of power that I already shared, because the awareness factor of the consumer has gone high, so they are very cautious about the quality, not the quantity. So quality is very, very important. If again time permits, I talk about the quality of electricity, now we talk about the quality of a shirt and cloth and all that. So quality is very, very important. Major fossil fuel as of today, 17th March 2025, whatever you say, 70-75% contributions from coal. Efficiency of the power transmission is not up to that level, and again we are having another issue. If we transfer power from the transmission side to the distribution side, losses are there, and those losses are two types. One is a technical loss, another one is a commercial loss. And almost zero customer participation because of the meter. No, you do not use the smart meter. In fact, your state is a pioneer in that level. If I am not wrong, 75 to 80% meters are converted to smart meter, but in our place is only 20 to 25%. So customer participation is not there until and unless you go for the electronics or digital meter to the smart meter, both the communications. Low billing and collecting efficiency is another issue. Because everywhere we are doing everything in a business model. It is not that electricity is free. Whatever you generate will deliver to the customer, and low billing and collecting efficiency. Because of the theft issue, we have to send the power through conductor. Wireless power transmission is not possible. Battery charging, okay, it sounds good, but believe that the megawatt power, even the kilowatt power, we cannot share without conductor, and the question solved. Theft and low billing and collecting efficiency. But the biggest issue is, and if we think from historical point of view, wherever I go in my delivery, I try to touch upon this important thing. If we bring back Graham Bell, who invented telephone. In our time, we used to that the black color, the telephone is a receiver. But if I now show my this iPhone, it's very difficult to recognized by the Graham Bell, what kind of thing. He had not invented, but he is the pioneer of the inventing. But if we bring back Thomas Alva Edison, who is the key architect of distribution of power from New Jersey to New York, if you could have bring back Thomas Alva Edison and look, this is the power system of Odisha, they would identify. So what we have done in last 120 years, so much change in the communication sector, in the telephony. So we are not able to change the energy sector. So that's another important issue, and we have to look upon this futuristic power system. But a lot of challenges are there. The first is the reduction in carbon footprint that is very, very important because of the global warming. You see the global warming and 40 degrees centigrade in 17 months. India's RE ambitious and new era of grid operation, distributed energy resources. It is very, very important. Now, if you talk about sun energy or the solar energy, we are receiving, just for statistical sake, 1,73,000 trillion watts we are receiving at every moment in the sun from the sky. So that is the biggest power plant in the sky. And if you can utilize 20% of that 1,73,000 trillion watt for a day, will able to manage the whole universe for 1 year. This is one aspect. So much amount of it. I am not talking about other forms of renewable energy, not tidal energy, wave energy, geothermal energy, hydrogen fuel cell, wind energy. I am not talking only solar energy, and if we can able to use 20% of that for a single day, whatever receiving, it is more than enough to manage this planet for the whole year. Where is the difficulty? Where is the challenges? The challenge is, and another important aspect, the solar generation is basically static device. It's like advertisement of Hero Honda. Put it, fill it, set it and forget it. You put the solar panel, that's all. If you clean it, fine. If not, still some radiations will come generated. And because it is a static device, it will work for 25 years. This is one aspect. If we talk from the device point of view, it is not a satellite science. It is not a rocket science at all. Simple thing. We can produce from sand. If we do not talk about the efficiency part of that solar panel, the only important issue here is the mindset of human being, especially Indian mindset. And government is planning. That PM, Howarh and all that, even in every institution, we generally go for the ranking, NIST ranking. They are going to force us 40% generation should be from the sun or from other renewable energy sources. So thing is that the mindset is very, very important as far as the solar energy is concerned. Forget about the operation, control, and the device part. Ensuring resiliency of the network during high impact, low probability events like Amphan. In fact, in every year, especially the eastern part of India, especially this state, Odisha and our state, Bengal, facing different kind of super cyclonic storms. And we are talking about the continuity of the power, the reliability. So resilient of the power system is very, very important aspect. If you have to go for a futuristic power system, you have to develop a certain kind of resiliency matrix, a resiliency framework, so that even though there is a kind of a high impact, low probability events like Amphan, we will be able to stand and be able to deliver the power during that time also. Managing demand and generation is very, very important aspect. Managing demand, that is basically a kind of virtual inertia kind of thing we have to add. So what are the possible solutions? Possible solutions are there. If there is a problem, there is always a solution. And once you solve that problem, so another problem will come and you will get find a solution. And that's why you go for invention. Possible solutions are microgrid. Microgrid again are two types, if you are having electrical background, isolated and non-isolated mode, connected mode. Smart grid. Smart grid means I want to be in the intelligent grid. AI applications really require, I'll go into one or two applications of AI, smart metering and renewable integration. So these are the possible solutions to develop a futuristic power system. Now, slightly I'm going to AI applications, how AI can apply our, this whole power system. Transform the energy landscape. In 1637, I took this from Wikipedia, but I love this slide. So that's it. In 1637, the French mathematician, come philosopher René Descartes, in fact, who invented a two-dimensional coordinate geometry. It basically, mathematician predicted that it would never be possible to make a machine that thinks human do. However, in 1950, the British mathematician and computer pioneer Alan Turing declared that one day there will be a machine that could duplicate human intelligence. Again, I am repeating this sentence. Would be a machine that could duplicate human intelligence, not the human emotions. Human emotions cannot be duplicated by robots in every way of life, and we are facing it. And how we will apply AI. And at present, we are at the intersections of artificial intelligence and renewable energy, which is a substitute of fossil fuels, which are depleting in nature. We can define it, so it has to be depleted, attributing a global warming with greenhouse gas emission. So AI is regularizing the renewable energy sector by enhancing efficiency, reliability, resiliency, reduced cost, sustainability, and could facilitate the development of smart grid, microgrid, nanogrid that can better manage energy optimization and overall seamless performance. Why AI in renewable energy? Let me take an example before going to the slides. One of the previous speakers, maybe from Gridco, the gentleman that speaker said no. See, we are having a solar park, and solar park, if cloud comes and sit over that solar park, how to estimate the time, how much time will be, the cloud will be there on the solar panel, we do not know. And by traditional approach like numerical optimization technique, those who are the undergraduate or postgraduate research students are there. Even today we are also using the numerical optimization technique like lambda iteration method, Newton Raphson method, Gaussian elimination, a lot of numerical or even statistical methods are there. By those methods, we won't be able to calculate how much time the cloud will be there. I mean, the forecasting, prediction kind of thing is not possible until and unless we go for a voluminous pieces of data analysis with the help of AI and predictive forecasting. Second issue, we do not know the topology of the cloud. It's not that the cloud will come on the top of the solar panel in the form of a parabolic shape or rectangular shape or square shape. So the topology of the cloud on the solar panel is very difficult to judge until and unless we take the help of automation, robotics and computer programming. AI is nothing but the robotics kind of thing, machine which will train and at the same time some algorithm will be there. By combining these two things, the robotics and programming, we're able to take the topology of that thing. In fact, what is combined with the Bombay ID is PhD, the topology of the cloud and how it affects and billions and billions of data we can take from that cloud and we're able to decide what is the setting effect on that panel. So this is the data-driven decision making. AI harnesses vast amount of data from energy system with the help of smart sensors to optimize operation. Another important issue is the variability. The solar energy, the question is highly variable in nature because the solar energy time is from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Secondly, when it will be available that you do not know. Third, it is continuously varying from morning to evening. And what is your load curve? The load curve is almost steady in nature. I guess, no, that slide is not there. Load curve, in 15 minutes block, we can have the load curve, we have to predict the load from the power system side or from the loaded side. So that load curve, if it is perfectly matched with the solar generation, if we talk that solar generation is 100%, then only the system will be in the synchronized state or the stable state. But load is again unpredictable in nature and the generation is highly stochastic in behavior. So both the things are dynamic in nature, which is very continuous in the time domain. And with the help of our normal polyelectronics inverter, it is very difficult to synchronize inverter-based generation with that load, and we have to take the help of AI. That is another important issue. AI tackles key challenges such as energy production variability, grid management and predictive maintenance. Grid management means I already talked about the inertia issue. Whenever there is a synchronous-based generation, I mean the alternator-based generation, it is 3000 RPM, or if we talk in our country's frequency in terms of Hertz, 50 Hertz. If we talk about solar generation, there is a static generation, 0 Hertz. If we talk about wind generation, there is a small amount of inertia is there because of the wind. So we are trying to put different kinds of inertia to a grid. 50 Hertz, 0 Hertz, 5 Hertz in a particular grid. So whatever the inertia you are putting to a grid is reproducing the same behavior. This is one aspect. And secondly, it is varying with time. It is not that 0 Hertz, 5 Hertz and 50 Hertz and everything stays the same. And imagine the scenario. We are all talking about integration of renewable energy to the grid, but it is not a child's play. It is very, very difficult, and all these kinds of facing everybody that I know from IIEST. And growing importance of the world shift towards greener energy sources, AI plays a crucial role in making renewable energy more reliable, resilient and cost effective. That is very, very important issue nowadays. For optimizing energy production, why we go for optimization? Nowadays, lot of optimization techniques are available. mostly nature-inspired optimization techniques are there, and all young faculty and students, they readily use these optimization techniques, nature-inspired optimization techniques. But the issue is the nature-inspired optimization technique is this: if certain kind of disturbance comes into the system, then optimization technique in most cases do not convert a divergence.